channel, and today I'm going to be doing a walk around video on my 1995 Toyota Landcruiser. This is a 78 Prado. I imported this from Japan. I actually lived there for 6 years, and I owned this car there for 3 years while I was there, and brought it back to the States with me. But when I bought this car, it was basically bone stock. It had a small lift on it, but other than that, everything has been done by myself. I do all my own mods, my own maintenance. So yeah, should be fun. Figured I'd start things off in the front. In the front here, we have a GI Gear bumper for a 76 Landcruiser. So it didn't originally fit my Landcruiser when I got it. I had to chop the mounts on it and get those re-welded up. But I think it turned out pretty good. It is a little bit wide for my truck, but it doesn't bother me too much. I might in the future chop it on the sides to make it flush with the sides, but who knows. I thought it turned out pretty good like it is. Also up front, I have the Smittybilt 12K XRC winch. Kind of hard to see in there, but this is their 12,000 synthetic line one, and it's run great for me. I've done multiple recoveries with it. Never actually had to pull myself out, which is kind of funny. It's always been pulling other people out. I get a lot of questions about my headlights. These are Loyo LED headlights. They're actually for an XJ, I believe. So any 5x7 headlight will fit in these. Also up here, I just have a Landcruiser snorkel. This is actually, I got this from eBay, shipped from Russia. It didn't have the Landcruiser badge on there. I pulled the one off that was here originally, and I just stuck it back on there, and I actually broke it from a tree limb. The wheels and tires I'm running on this are 15-inch Deegan 38 Mickey Thompson wheels, and the tires are Yokohama Geolanders GO3 mud terrains. These are 33s by 12.5s. Suspension is Dobinson's 2.5 heavy duty all around, and I'm also running, recently installed these, but I'm running some 30mm level spacers. This truck used to sit really low in the front, like a really bad Ford rake, and I didn't like the look of it, so I installed those, and so far it's made the ride a lot more enjoyable. Up there in the front, we got some KC Slim Light 6s, and then there are little light guards on there. I get a lot of people asking me why I didn't do a light bar. Typically they are brighter, I think, but I just thought the round KC look on this old 90 models truck would look pretty good, so that's why I went with that. Another thing I did was, usually these have like a small mirror right here. They're pretty much useless, but I installed the one from the newer Landcruiser, the 76 series, 79 series, and with this I can actually see my entire side here, and I can see a little bit out in front of my front bumper. Not as much so more since I installed this thing, but it's a lot more useful than the original one, and I also like the way it looks. The roof rack is a GI Gear, so same company that makes the front bumper. GI Gear roof rack for a 76 series. I don't think you can get this bumper or this roof rack in the US. I bought these in Japan, so I'm pretty sure you can't get those here unless you might be able to contact the company or something. Pretty much standard on the doors. No rock sliders yet. Probably gonna be my next thing. In the back here, I have flip-up windows from the Cruiser company, and these just allow me to get access to everything in the back from the outside. Right now, I just have my bedroll here, but sometimes I'll put my fridge here where I can access it while I'm camping. Also on this, I slapped a little light bulb here. So pretty good for when I'm camping. I think it's set to like some funky modes right now. There we go. But it puts out decent amount of light and is dimmable. Rear bumper is a coastal off-road for a 70 series. They're all universal. This is one of the ones where you have to, they ship it to you in bits and pieces and you have to weld it up yourself, which I did. There's a few spots here and there where it does rub, it seems like, under load or flex. But overall, it saved my quarter panels. I don't know if you can see here, I have a dent, small one, that I hammered back out, but they did come with a pipe over fender type protector. I couldn't get it fitted correctly. I just couldn't get it to work for me and look good, so I didn't end up welding that in. These are from these guys in mainland Japan. They make these rear taillight guards. I believe they are 330 Metal Booth is their name on Instagram. If you want to reach out to them, maybe they can ship them to the States, not sure. But yeah, the exhaust I'm running is a Fujitsu 2.75 inch stainless, and usually it has a dump out the back, but I cut that and I put a dump out the side here. Up top, I've got 40 liters of diesel, a couple Pelican cases, and then I also have these motion detector lights that are solar powered, and these are pretty good when I'm camping. One, I get light out of them, and two, if somebody walks up on my truck, they'll turn on, kind of alerting me that someone's nearby. Also, I have the ARB Tread Pros mounted to the top here, and then just my recovery bag. It's a snatch recovery bag with a synthetic what is it, kinetic rope, that's what they're called, kinetic rope. It's got some snatch blocks, pulleys, stuff like that, all the little off-road recovery goodies that you might need. And everything on this side is basically the same. Next up, I'll show you the inside. Starting up here in the cockpit, I've got fake leather seats. These are rubber floor mats from a 76 series. I keep my winch controller in here. Right up here is a SAS from Australia, dual readout gauge. I think these are track series. So I've got oil pressure, water temperature, EGT, and boost levels. And this pillar mount is for a 77 series Landcruiser. There's slight differences in the years, but this one ended up fitting perfectly. Dash mat, standard stuff. I do have a custom front center console, and this is from a guy in Japan. He makes these Kakuyama78, I think his Instagram is. I'll link that in the description if you guys want to check it out. He also makes a bunch of other stuff, like this little wooden accessory holder here for the center console area. For the front, for my phone mount, I'm running a RAM mount, and that's pretty much the only brand. I'm sure, I mean, there's new ones out now, like 76 Designs, which I do use one of their mounts for my Switch Pro panel. But I had trouble finding mount that would hold my phone during off-roading. They all just like to fall off. And this one's pretty simple, just snapping in, easy. Just running the old Kenwood radio. No real intentions to upgrade that to a touchscreen one, just because I do like the feel of the buttons. I can actually reach down and feel what I'm touching without having to look at it, which is something I really enjoy. Up here is the Switch Pros RCR12, I believe, and that runs all the lights in the truck. Again, I have more room for expansion that I haven't used yet, but ditch lights, I did have ditch lights. I had to take them off for the import and haven't put them back on yet. Obviously roof lights, rock lights, fog lights for the front bumper, my intercooler. This isn't really an intercooler, it's my water methane injection, and then my radio. This is a model with the sunroof, which is still functional, surprisingly. Up front, I keep my fridge here. I don't usually take a lot of passengers, so just keep the fridge in the front with me so I can get it when I'm driving. All right, we'll move on to the back. Here in the back, I've got the ARB 76 series storage. This is their medium, I think, and yeah, it works freaking awesome. Keeps all of my camp kitchen in this one, and then this side, keep all my tools. Fridge slide on this side, which I don't really use that much, obviously because I don't keep my fridge in the back, but it's a useful feature for some people. The side wings, they pop off, keep all my bedding and stuff in that side. And this side, I keep some extra tools and also some of the electrical systems built in there, like my fuse panel and stuff for all the accessories here in the back. This bedroll, I'll set it up, let you guys see that. But it can sleep 2 people comfortably if I had 2 mattresses, but this bed platform back here is so far working out great. Custom wooden small barn door card, and I got these in Japan as well. I have the full set for every window in the truck, but it basically just whacks it out back there so that when I'm sleeping, no one can peek in, or I can sleep in if I want. Now these tables are made by an Australian company. I brought a couple over because I figured people would want them, but works great for cooking on top of, or just, you know, keeping some stuff around camp. And you can also attach some pouches and stuff to it if you wanted to. I can't really do that because I have the storage box back here, so it's everything I can to close this door. Like, it's probably a millimeter of clearance once it's done. But yeah, other people could probably do it. Yeah, my door card, or my side cards back here, sorry you're probably getting a little bit of a sun flare. They're powder coated stainless ones from 76 in Australia. And they make a lot of stuff for these, or for the 76 series anyhow, but all that stuff is for the most part compatible. Inside look of the lift up windows from the Cruiser company. Again, those are going to allow a lot of airflow through when I'm camping, or just access to stuff in the back. Little 5-gallon water jug, Wolfpack Pro. I have another one at home that I'm currently packing up for my next trip. Here on the back, I have a light bar. This is from a company called Hardcore Lighting in Australia. It's dimmable, and you can also, my favorite feature is change the color of it. It's kind of hard to see, but it's like a amber color. It's supposed to keep the flies away. Up here in the front, so from here forward is all custom built by myself. Again, I wanted to build this into a bed platform back here, so I needed to build it out. And again, it gives me more storage too. Simple little pull loops on these. Access doors. And in here on this side I have my tank for my water meth injection. So for diesels it's pretty common to run this to keep your EZTs low, and it improves power and fuel mileage. I haven't really fully loaded this thing out with everything I'm going to be taking yet. Be doing that in the future. These little side wings keep my fuel additives and stuff like that, my different fluids in here. This guy, so some of these Landcruisers, mine is the winter version, so it comes with a heater for the second row here. And since I deleted the second row, what I ended up doing is tapping into that heater duct, and I just ran my own little ducting hose up here so I can heat up the bed at night before I set up camp. And also it will help with keeping my batteries warm. So I'm running two 100 amp hour Battleborn lithiums. If you know anything about lithium batteries, they need to stay at a certain temperature or else they stop charging, or they'll start discharging, which I didn't want to have to deal with that. So I actually, let me pull it up here. I cut a hole in the front part of this to where I can run the ducting internal to here, keep everything inside here warm. I'm sure it would also probably warm up the rest of this area back here, but for now, just keeping this over here. Another side wing over here, which is some, this is where some of my wiring and stuff actually is. For power in the back, I'm running a 12 volt cigarette plug on this side, as well as a USB-C power distribution plug and a USB plug, and then a 10mm jack for my fridge. Same thing on that side, minus one of the cigarette plugs. I don't have that, but instead I have a battery monitor that I can just keep track of how much time left I got on my batteries, and yeah, just check out the state of the charge on them. Alright, this is the sleeping setup. So I'm running a 3.5 inch memory foam mattress and a, who's this, Kodiak canvas blanket. Just a regular old pillow and pillowcase. But yeah, this thing is extremely comfy and keeps me pretty warm. For colder nights, I do have an electric blanket that I can run and some extra down blankets. But this thing is super comfy, full length. I can stretch out in this thing no problem. And if I wanted to, I can run another mattress side by side and have a full, probably like queen size back here. Maybe not quite queen, but it is pretty roomy. All right, lastly, under the hood here, I'm running a external, or I guess auxiliary trans cooler, aluminum radiator. This is a winter edition for this car, so it has 2 batteries, and it also has the diesel fuel filter housing heater. Not a whole lot of mods going on in here. Factory airbox that's plugged into the snorkel. Manual boost controller here. Water meth injection. Other than that, for the most part, everything in here is pretty factory. This is where I built, I did remove, it used to have a, what is it? The wiper tank for, not the wiper tank, but the washer tank for the headlights here. So these actually had like headlight washers. I removed that because didn't really need it. Built this aluminum, basically box type thing. That's where I mounted my Switch Pro that runs all my lights. And I have a couple other doodads in there, and it makes for a good, you know, you need your rag spot so you can check your oil and stuff like that, wipe off the dipstick. I am running rock lights in this thing, but they're nothing crazy. What else? I don't think there's really too much else. Oh, obvious one here. I am running hood struts, so I don't have to prop up the old stick, which makes working on the car much more easy and enjoyable. But yeah, this has a 3-liter turbo diesel engine. It's a Toyota engine. Running about 100 horsepower and probably 200 foot-pounds of torque. Not much. I'm running a 10-blade fan versus the 7-blade fan, and a red clutch hub. What else? I did put a new head on this thing when I was in Japan. I cracked the head on it, which they're notorious for doing. You have to run them. You have to keep track of the cooling system on them and track the EGTs, which is another reason I got that SAS pod from Australia, to keep track of all that stuff. But whenever I replaced the head, I went ahead and did an AMC head. It's kind of hard to see, but these are supposedly better casting quality, so less prone to cracking. Time will tell on that one, but I've got about 50,000 kilometers on it since then. But yeah, that's the truck. Easy enough to close this if I wasn't so short. But yeah, that's my Landcruiser. If you guys have any questions about anything else, anything that I might have missed, just comment down below and I'll respond to your comment pretty quickly. But yeah, thanks for taking a look, guys.